Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is some more Star Wars Battlefront 2. We're playing Galactic Assault, and this is, I believe it's called Takodana, Maz's Palace. This is one of the most brutal beginning stages of any of the pushes in Galactic Assault, because you have to secure a hilltop, and the enemy team are already going to be there. And if you're playing as the First Order on attack, you're going to have to fight your way through a pretty nasty spawn trap. But the good news is, I'm using the Blurg. I apologise for all the Blurg gameplays, but they were the ones that I had on my my hard drive, and I'm kind of going through them. This gun is ridiculous. You know it's ridiculous. He just killed me with one. That's how ridiculous it is. It's a very strong gun. It's the gun that you go to when you're struggling or your team is not doing so well, when you need to get shit done. But luckily enough, they have tweaked it a little bit, and it isn't as dominant, but it's still very, very good. So I'm playing the officer, I'm throwing grenades into trees that's bouncing back off invisible walls. We've got a couple of heavies giving me a hard time. All I want to do is push the right hand side of this hill. The right hand side here gives you a very good opportunity to do this. Shoot everybody who's coming up this hill and putting pressure on you. Unfortunately, we've got a sentry guy putting pressure on me just there, and he manages to put me down with mobile sentry, which is pretty nice to see, considering this was before the, was it January 16th nerf of supercharged sentry. So at this point he could have been using a vastly better star card there to do a lot of damage, but he chose instead not to. So we're securing it with 3 people. We've got 1 person on now. They're about to contest it, and all I'm going to do is push down this corner with my armor, get rid of anybody on this little choke point, and then hit them as they come into the area. I use the disruptor there to try and stop anybody on this corner, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to proceed to stop everybody pushing here, and to my right, if I look down into their spawn, I'm going to be able to see people as they rush up from where they come from, and a couple of those people might be throwing grenades or shooting up at me, and I can put a little bit of pressure on them and just kind of disincentivize them from pushing too hard, because if I can stop them from, you know, just recklessly running into this objective, we can capture it. And that's exactly what you just witnessed. We got on the point. I wasn't technically on the point, I don't think, but I feel like I was supporting, and that's something that I want to talk about in some videos, but this one's a little bit too short, so instead, we're going to talk a little bit about this idea of leading lobbies without your hero. So there is a maximum limit of 3 heroes on Galactic Assault maps, and then I think on Crate you can get 4. I don't know how this works, I'm still a new player, but sometimes there's 4, sometimes there's 3. It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, to me anyway. I need to probably look into it a bit more, but this idea is that they limit the amount of heroes on the battlefield at any one given time, so that it's not completely preposterous and stupid and ridiculous like Titanfall 2, where an entire team of Titans is stomping you in the spawn and nobody's shooting them. And I get that, I understand that from a balance perspective, but in this game it doesn't make too much sense, because this game's completely unbalanced. It's got some super broken shit in it, some super easy mode shit in it, some just what the hell were they thinking shit in it, and it's still really, really fun, but that's what makes it super casual and hard to be competitive sometimes, because of how willfully dumb a lot of the shit in the game is. So you come across these situations where you have a lot of points, you've acquired a ton of score, but you can't pick a hero because your team has already selected them. And I normally have no problem with this. If somebody's beaten me to the points to buy a hero, that means that they've played well and they deserve a hero. The place where I have problems with is when the people who pick the heroes don't do what you're supposed to do with them. And this is not me telling you how to play, guys. Everyone's going to play their own way anyway. But my opinion when it comes to heroes is they exist to turn the tide of battle. They exist to help the troopers get into place and to generally cause havoc, because they're a more stronger, more damaging unit. So depending on who you pick, and a lot of people pick different heroes, you want to use them to their strengths. And the one ultimate strength that you see a lot of people doing, and a whole host of players that might be new to the game or might not have played the hero too much, is they'll just generally play a very passive version of that hero. And I play a very defensive Leia. I generally don't get too aggressive with Leia because of how fast she can die. But on the flip side of that, I play a very aggressive Bosk, because that's where I think he shines. And I can understand people playing differently and doing specific stuff, but when everybody's on a point like we are right now, and we have a full team of heroes, what are our heroes doing? I'd love it if you guys had an idea. Maybe they're sniping up the top and suppressing them. Maybe they're doing something like that, but I can't see them. And in this game, I remember it vividly, because I was quite frustrated at the time, because Bosk is really good here, and if I could have got him, I could have caused some serious havoc and spawn trapped them and all kinds of bad things. But we've got Emperor coming in now, so the Emperor's here, that's awesome. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. That guy's a legend. But our hero slots are full, and I have more than enough points to buy one, and I can't be one because we have them maxed. So I would love if people would be a little bit more assertive with their hero use, because I got more kills than all of our heroes, and admittedly I'm using a very strong gun, but when you're a hero, you shift the tide of battle. You are that decider. You can literally win and lose games depending on your actions. So just a little message out there to the Battlefront 2 community, if you're new to this, if you're just picking it up, heroes are a very important part of just the ecosystem of this game, and practice them in arcade mode, understand what works with them, what doesn't, and how to use their stuff, and then please try and push those objectives, because you will help your team win. And at the end of the day, unless you're kill whoring, or score whoring, or trying to get a ton of credits, winning's the point of the game, right? Thank you for watching, you take care now.